Come on in. Welcome. It's Bridging Insider follow-up edition, and we've got Cara back. And it's been 2 months since we first met with her, and so we're going to check in to see how she's doing. And also joining us today is Lynn from my team in the office, and so she's going to be giving us a hand, both assessing and as we're working. But Cara, give us an update. So have you had a competition?
So I did. 2 weeks ago, I was in a wrestling competition and crushed it. Not to brag or anything, but I definitely won. And then I actually have another competition, not wrestling. In 2 weeks, I'm actually going to be running a marathon. So I've been doing my long runs and stuff.
So after what we were working with your lower body and those hips and everything from following that interesting birth that your daughter had, what have you been feeling different?
Well, after we met, I was really surprised about the tenderness that I felt. I was just like, whoa, because I feel like you barely
We weren't doing a whole lot.
did anything. It was
the whole area's got so much happening.
So I was like, wow, that's incredible. And then even on Monday, actually, because I can't believe it's been 2 months since we've met, on Monday I did 16 miles. And what I was really amazed by mid-run, by the end of the run, is how symmetrically in pain I was. So I was really glad for that. And that's actually, I think, mostly what I've been noticing with the long runs. And then I do a lot of modalities of movement where I lie on my back, and I usually cannot straighten my legs on my back without some level of discomfort. And I can straighten my legs on my back without discomfort right now. Yep.
Well, let's see how you're holding up and if there's any little things that we can still tweak and get you really in great shape for the marathon to come up.
Yeah.
So Linda's going to start with, take this. So just take a step forward. And we're just going to move a little bit from side to side and just see how easy and symmetric. And we're going to be picky here because you're competing. So we want to see when we turn, if we let go, do you just bounce right back? And
doesn't turn quite as much to the right as the left goes a little bit further and a little bouncier.
So there's still a little evening out from side to side to do. Yay. And there's looks like some good control there.
Yeah, pretty good. Not catching quite as much on the way back, but go ahead and have a seat and we'll check you sitting down as well. Side to side. Feels really nice. Rotation.
And there's that nice spring back. So this is what, the more athletic you are, we like to see just this whole real ease and elasticity of the movement. And we're going to check legs and see how easily they're moving and if they're the same, because I think last time one of them was not the same.
They're pretty good. This right one could have a little bit more movement.
And I think that was the one. Yeah.
Yeah. I can feel it even now.
Yeah, the left leg feels a little bit bouncier. This feels good. Rib cage.
And yeah, go ahead.
Let's check the arms.
So we have a nice wiggly arm and a nice stretchy connection in. And with a toddler, we don't know if there's some other things that just moms get beat up on by having little kids around. And then let's see how your shoulders are moving. And oh my gosh, so easy. Because that was one of the things where your shoulders were stuck and your head wasn't moving at all either. So, yeah. Oh, okay, that could be a little bit better. Just the forward and back up at your neck. So
that was interesting.
Yeah, and last time that changed from what we did with legs and core. So, let's check. We're gonna see how arms and legs are connecting into your core. So that's moving, but I think we'd like to end up with a little bit flowier. The more athletic you are, the pickier we get. So that side feels like it moves a whole lot easier than the other one.
Go ahead and
flip on
over.
your stomach.
All right. Let's check legs.
A little tight, but still better than where we started.
This one's a little bit more open. Yeah.
So kind of across the board, the right is the one that is, could use a little help.
That feels pretty good.
That's really nice. Let's see how shoulders are doing. Okay, that could be a little bit better. And that could be a little bit better. Let me check a little differently. So we'll see how those open up with the work at your legs. So tell you what, we need to get that right hip going a little bit better. So why don't you roll on your left side? So I know your back is going to be to our audience, but let's.
Do you want her to flip around?
Yeah. You know what? You can.
Yeah, I'll have to do a little flip.
Let's do that. So you can see a little bit better what we're going to do. So let's just see, how does this leg open out? So it actually does. Does anything feel tight when we're doing that?
Not really. Like, I can feel, when I'm on my belly, I can feel a little more of the tension. When you just did that, no.
Okay, so what she said is that when she's on her stomach, that she can feel more of it, but not so much on the side. So I suspect that you're able to cheat really well through the middle. So Lynn's going to hold kind of the middle, and we're going to see how your hip can turn. Oh, that feels a little ratchety. And so I want your leg to be able to extend back. That does. And let's figure out where the best position is. So that feels pretty good, but what?
I let go.
Oh, it's stuck right here. There's a specific angle. And if we need a little support, we can grab one. Right over there. So it's funny, I'm biased that it's still going to be the surgery from the C-section, but it doesn't really look like that's so much of what's in play here. It may be just how you adapted to things over the whole period of your life or activities. There. There. Okay.
That feels a lot smoother.
Yeah, it feels like it's connected. It actually felt too loose before, which, yes, you can have something too loose. It's almost like the gears, if they just slide rather than if they go together. A lot of times we're feeling stuck, so it's like the gears are jammed, but we want this nice connected transition. And yeah, I'm going to check and see if how the hip and the ribs and the shoulders move and make sure that's all centered.
Yeah.
And then we'll just make sure the other side is nice and matched up. We'll refresh the left leg. There's the shoulder piece.
Just going to kind of connect these guys back together a little bit so they can work as a team.
So carrying around, how many pounds is that little girl of yours?
Yeah, at this point, like 28.
Yeah, so you've been doing some heavy weight training, lots of reps.
That feels a lot better.
So just opening up that upper part of your core and the shoulders, and that's going to open up your head movement a little bit more as well. Yay. Oh, that core. Your core is getting longer. I think you're going to be a 1/4 inch taller when we're done.
That looks really good. Yep.
Woo, look at that
moving
move.
really nicely.
All right, tell you what, flip your legs down and flip around this way. And
Let's make sure everything matches.
yeah. So, tell you what, you were just checking all that, so why don't you...
Okay.
And then I think we want to do a little quick with the leg and the core just to make sure that it doesn't feel left out.
Yeah, I think this leg needs a little bit of attention just to sync up with the other side, but the shoulder's feeling really good.
Let me grab it. We're going to see how does it... Okay, that's... Oh, so what's interesting is it opens up really easily. It doesn't come back down. So we're going to So that everything opened up and it doesn't know how to transition to compress. Everything has to expand and compress. There. So it's not unusual after a C-section for that whole lower part of your core and the hips to be really tight. And it's also not unusual to take more than one pass to really get it functioning really well, because as we talked last time, it's 7 layers that they're cutting through. And it's one of the last remaining major surgeries that they cannot do with a minimally invasive process. So you're healing, and there's a lot for your body to have to put back together. So it just needs a little help. But I don't think you're going to be sore after this one. Here. Whee. It's kind of like it needs to be wound up again. It's funny, sometimes we get these patterns we'll call swimming arms and frog legs. This is a little bit of a frog leg.
Swimming frog leg.
Swimming frog leg, yes. It's going in and out. I'm waiting for one little shift between your foot and your hip. And it's almost there. Crack. Oh, there we go. Does it feel pretty easy?
Yeah.
Okay, so see if that goes together better.
Oh, yeah. That's way better. And it actually stabilized the shoulder a little bit more. The shoulder was almost too loose.
It just looks like it all
speaking.
flows together. Perfect. All right, you want to go back on your back and we'll recheck the things that we started with?
Let's start with the legs again. That feels really nice. Oh, this is way more open.
It's so bouncy.
Yeah. That's okay. Just checking your hips a little bit.
Let's see about this.
These feel good.
Good. Let's see about this one. Perfect. And let's see how this is going still. So it's funny, it actually is a little bit more put together. When we first checked, it seemed like it was just bouncing around, and so it's a little bit more controlled. And let's see how your head is matching up. Oh, that's what we were missing before. It was enough space to be able to go forward and back. Yay. There. Oh gosh, and it moves so easily.
Let's just check.
So let's see how you're rolling.
Real quick. That's so much easier.
And let's see this one. Gosh, I hardly have to move. Okay, we're going to point out one thing. Go this way again. So this is no. So Lynn's going to...
Want me to turn?
Nope, just stay.
Just stay.
Yeah, so Lynn is going to... So here's what I don't think you were doing so easily before, was your head moving with your core. It ought to just flow with.
I knew something felt different about the whole thing.
So I just caught that when you go to the left, it flowed beautifully. And so I thought we'll go back to the right and just talk through that and show that to everybody. So, all right, why don't you sit up and we'll recheck. Oh my gosh.
How your head is moving
You're
along
just
with your
like
body.
Flowing like you're floating around. Hey.
The front and back is much smoother too. That was probably the one that was the least fluid in sitting.
Yeah. And then stand up.
Take a step forward. Just check the same thing.
So much easier. Okay, you're moving further and just flowing back. It looks really good. And then just
she's catching
gliding
herself on the way
forward
back.
and back.
I felt like I had to catch you at the beginning like so you wouldn't fall. You wouldn't literally fall, but that's what it felt like, and it very controlled.
Yeah. So just to summarize, what we found was she was off center a little bit, mostly still with the hips, but a little tight through the shoulders. And just by evening out how everything connected in, it's almost like one side was a little tight and one side was a little loose on how the muscles from the core to the hip work together. And as that evened out and was more complete, that let the core have a little more integrity with how it was moving, and then the shoulders could relax, and then your neck could move better. And so everything's more integrated and just should be in a great place for your competition coming up. So thanks for coming back.
Yeah, thanks
Good luck
for
with
having
your
me.
marathon.
Oh, thank you. I'm going to need it. So.
It's exciting.
So if you liked this episode, please give us a like and subscribe so that you can follow up on all our other future adventures of people that we're having the opportunity to help. Thanks.